Hey everybody, it's Tracy. I am back to you today. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've last posted, and there's just been a lot going on. Um, I won't make excuses, and I'm not going to delve into it too much, but it's just been a lot. So I chose not to record and post for a while I tried to gather myself and make sense of some things. And I will try to update you guys today on all things trying to conceive. So today is Saturday, November 29th, a couple days after Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We're jumping into full Christmas mode, it seems like. And Trent and CO and I even went out last night on, I guess, Black Friday night, and did a little bit of shopping. And listened to Christmas music on the radio the whole time. We are very much a classic Christmas family. We don't really like the more modern songs or renditions, but we like the classic classic Christmas, that is. And so that was a good time spent with my two men. And anyhow, we'll jump in here, guys. So last y'all heard from me, we did not have a third IUI attempt last cycle because my one egg that I had was not developed to a great enough size to produce much odds. And then after tripling the medication and trying again with a follicular ultrasound and looking at it, it had finally grown large enough, barely, but I was outside of my ovulation window, so it would not have been a successful attempt. So my team and I decided that we were going to pass on that one and try again this cycle. So in the last week, my cycle began. So I had a cycle day one, and it was definitely a different cycle. The only thing I can say, and what I told my team too, is that if last times didn't work out because of the amount of stress that I was in with Trent being in the hospital and things like that, then this particular one was going to be even worse. And I don't say this to get sympathy. I hope y'all don't. Please don't do that. I'm just saying that the events in life and just my own person, I have anxiety that I deal with, y'all, on a daily basis. And the thing about anxiety is that you never know when it's going to bottle up to be enough for it to pour over. And it happens in the most random times. So I was at work on Thanksgiving by my choice, and I was helping out another team and doing a very mundane task. It had nothing to do with the task, had nothing to do with the environment. I was in a good mood. I felt great chipping in. The only thing I can say is that I was triggered by something. I don't know what. It could have been something that somebody said, in a conversation that I was overhearing. It could have been seeing people. It could have been the song that came on the radio. I don't know what triggered me. But I was triggered by something to the point where I started having an anxiety attack right in the middle of a crowded room. And gosh, I hope nobody noticed. I've kind of got years of experience of trying to hide these things. But it was where I was doing a task that involved lots of dexterity. And for a few minutes there, I was actually trembling so bad that I could not function with my hands. And that's part of how it goes sometimes. Anybody that has dealt with anxiety would know exactly what I mean. I'm sure. And I'm not going to claim to be the worst, and I'm not going to claim to be the best at it. It's just something that we go through. So it pops up from time to time. My mind's kind of all over the place here, so bear with me. So I kind of knew and told the team ahead of time that, this cycle doesn't seem right. I'm not responding my body's not responding the way that I typically would. They like for you to call a cycle day 1. Here we go. Everybody that's watching, guys, very graphic here. So they like to call cycle day 1. Day 1 is whenever you have a very bloody show. There you go. Graphic part's over. If you've covered your ears, you can open them up now. So it actually took quite a while. Like, I knew that I was in my cycle. Sorry guys, adjusting here. I knew that I was in my cycle, but I didn't know I wasn't having that official on their terms cycle day 1. I was having a lot of pain, a lot of cramping, and I can tolerate a lot. Imagine, my entire life has been, since puberty, has been handling a lot whenever it comes to my menstrual cycle. So I have a high pain tolerance. It's something that before, if I would have had this rough of a go of it, I would have been taking medication to help ease the pain from it. But of course, when trying to conceive, you're not allowed to take those medications. And anyhow, still got through and finally had what I considered a cycle day 1 on their terms and notified them of that. But even after that, honestly, I had like 1 day of a real cycle day 1, and there was nothing. So I told them how sporadic it was, how it wasn't what they were looking for. And still yet, they went ahead and tripled my Letrozole for the egg production and size development. And I did that for 5 days, taking 3 of those Letrozole tabs. So I had my follicular ultrasound on Friday morning, the 28th. That was yesterday. And I also had blood work done to check on my progesterone levels. And I haven't heard back particularly on that blood work. But what we found in the follicular ultrasound that came back is that I don't have an egg present this time. In fact, what was going on, it's kind of disheartening because I thought it was going to be really good. I told you guys before, I know if the person performing the ultrasound presses on my stomach at all to get an image, then typically that means that I have an egg, but it's too small. So there wasn't any pressing on my stomach or anything. it was just immediate, just click, 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 taking pictures. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a good one. I honestly did. I thought this is going to be a really good one because she is just like in there taking pictures. And so I must have a really good shot this time. And it is the exact opposite. There's no egg present this time. What she was taking pictures of is that I actually have a cyst on my right side, and it's large enough that it could be blocking the pathway for any eggs to come out of my right side. This was the doctor that was on call, by the way, that's giving all of this information out. And I can follow up with my team and my doctor at a later point. But it was the opinion of this doctor that I shouldn't waste this next IUI attempt because she does not believe that this is an egg. She believes it is a cyst. And she believes that it may dissolve, is what she's saying, but that we shouldn't waste the trigger shot. We shouldn't waste another IUI attempt, but wait for the next cycle. And I chose to agree without going through more testing at this time, just to wait it out until next cycle, and hopefully things will calm down and I'll have a successful cycle next month. So all of that's happened. Trent went with me yesterday to my very early appointment. We had to leave at 6 in the morning to get there for their first appointment and then head back immediately because I didn't want to miss any more work. And so I went back to the office after that. And that's where I received the news at lunch from the medical team. So it's a lot to take in, guys. You know, you want something so bad that you begin to question if it's actually going to happen. And I'm trying not to do that. And on a positive note, though, hey, if it works out this next time, wouldn't that be cool? Because the baby very well could be conceived on New Year's. I mean, there's a plus side, right? And if that's the case, then that probably means a September baby. I'm a September baby. I've always loved my birthday. I'm early September, and so, you know, it was always, back to school. So you got to celebrate at school too, you know. But it's still warm enough that you can still be outside. You can go swimming still, you know. And me as a kid, you know, going to the lake was like my slice of heaven. So being able to still do that during my birth month and celebrate, that was perfect. So, hey, we might get a September baby out of this. We'll see. Maybe so, you know. And with my family, there's tons of September babies, and so maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe that's why. It's because that's when it's the best time for all of us. I don't know. But there's lots of September babies in our family. I don't know what else to say, guys. I am traveling out today. As you can tell, and I'm sure you can hear, it's raining. Supposed to have a chance of rain-snow mix today. And we're in northeast Kansas, that is, if you're trying to figure out where the weather's at. We had a good time last night. Going out and going to the thrift store this morning. Gonna grab a little bit more shopping. Trying to get outside of my head and just do something to relax and enjoy the weekend. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.